My name is John 1. I can't stop doing this. I don't know why. I've been writing my name since I'm 16 years old. I started in New York and now I'm in Paris. This is my signature and this is art for me. Oh, look, there's some... Oh, who are these guys? They're giving tickets. Maybe I shouldn't go like this. Maybe I shouldn't go. What do you think? Should I break the law? Nah, now I'm an artist, so... I'm an established artist, so... I can't do stuff like that. I have to respect people or shit like that. Here we go. The last day of this show. Are you ready for this adventure? Yes. Okay. Wow, this is... All right. What's happening here, man? What's happening? Ça va? Ça va bien, oui? Oh, wow. So I'm here to pick this up. I started doing this when I was in Pakistan, in fact. I went to Lahore. I was at the National College of Arts there, and they have a particular style in Pakistan. It's miniature painting. They specialize in miniature paintings, spending hours doing little paintings. I guess it came from Nepal and Buddhism and stuff like that. So it inspired me to do this particular work, especially the shape of a tree, because a tree, and when you look at the general shape of a tree, it's a circle. It's a circle with the roots in the bottom and the top with the leaves. So in fact, it's just a dot. And everything is composed of dots in life, you know. That's what they explained to me. That's the whole art of miniature paintings, of doing dots. That inspired me to do my name in the form of a tree, and then the arrows pointing out is sort of like the whole history of graffiti, which is the arrow. The arrow is always a symbol that's very important in graffiti. And I think I used it here in such a way that it worked good with what I was doing, with the structure that the Fondation Cartier offered me to paint on. You see here, this, for me, what this represents is like a scribble-scrabble, graffiti in a sense. Like when people say, when you say the word graffiti, they say always that, is that bullshit like that when people, you know, write their names, they must be savages and stuff like that. So basically I'm responding to that criticism, but I'm doing a beautiful scribble-scrabble where I put a lot of scribble-scrabble colors, you know, and I make forms, shapes, and I think I put it in a poetic way, which is like the basics of painting, is to do poetry in a way. See what's happening down here. This is great. The graffiti writers, they left their mark. Everybody sort of begins like this, in a way, you know? And I think it's beautiful. I think it's beautiful. I mean, this is really the school of graffiti. A lot of people get initiated towards art in this sort of way. That's the way I got initiated. I seen this train when I was growing up in New York. I used to see it all the time, because this was the #1 train, #1s. And this was like the same, this was the train I used to use, the #1s. So I seen this one, I seen this one. He was my idol, Mitch 77. But he disappeared. I mean, he stopped painting when I kind of started, so I seen a lot of his stuff, and he was good. All these photos are Henry Chalifant's photos, and he's sort of like the first person who started documenting these trains. So these are all his pictures of trains.
In New York, I had a big studio. After about 1979 or 1980, and I had taken many pictures of trains, subway cars, I invited graffiti writers to come to my studio. And they used to come nearly every day. People would come, and it was like a little museum or art gallery, because I had big folders full of photographs of graffiti which I had taken. And so a lot of graffiti writers liked to come there and see the work. John was one of the kids who came to my studio, and he was younger than some of the other ones that I knew. There's a very strict form, as there is with most sort of popular culture, that this is the way you do it, and graffiti is no different. There was room for invention, but there was a basic form that you had to follow. And John became very early, he began to improvise beyond the form of normal graffiti into a world of abstract art, which was fascinating to me. John is, he's a very nice person, he's a very gentle person, and he has a good sense of humor. And he's also willing to, he has a wonderful, you know the word, a deadpan look about him. He can joke with you and you're not sure whether he's joking, you know, which is a wonderful quality.
Revolution. Hey, so Rastaman a chant for this
Rockers,
salvation.
you know, it's dangerous. It is dangerous.
Hey man, you gonna be alright, man.
Listen to this, man.
So let me kill yourself now. No, say worry is for man.
Can't go wrong with reggae. Everybody like reggae music. Hey, everybody. Even the President of the United States likes reggae music. It's been a long time since I work in studios, you know, like long time, like over 20 years. But it's always been a dream of mine. Before my playground was the train yards. I had a big studio with like, with instead of cotton or linen, no, linen canvases to paint on, I had metal trains to paint on. So it's still that, you know, it's still the same thing. Nothing's changed. in order to do graffiti, you have to do your name, or you have to do your, with a certain structure. It has to have a certain structure, graffiti. And technically wise, you have to have some sort of technique in order to manipulate the spray can. And the spray can is very, very important because you can tell somebody who has technique and doesn't have technique by their craftsmanship of using a spray can. You can say, oh, this guy, he's bad. He doesn't even know how to use a spray can. But I think in the times we live in, you know, I think it's no longer important techniques. You know, that's why I'm using, I'm not using a spray can even though I come from the street. I'm using a brush, and I'm not really doing it in such a way that, I mean, now I'm taking care, I'm touching up a bit, so that's, you can say that's technique right there. But it's kind of trashy. There's a lot of paint all over the place, and, you know, it's dripping and blah, like that. It's been a while that I've been doing drips, and it's because of my aesthetic. I can make this painting look graphically perfect, you know? Like, not try to hide all the drips and make it like clean. Like, I have some work, like this is like, I have some work over here that's really clean and controlled and stuff like that. But this is a reflection of who I am. I'm an imperfect person with a lot of defaults. I don't know if you've noticed that yet. So I like to express that. I like to show, you know, that people that I'm not perfect, that I can make a complete fool of myself. Because in a way, that's a little bit my life story. Has been like that. I'm a guy who, you know, that came out of nowhere, I mean, in a way, and